Welcome. Here is a rundown of war in Ukraine.
War in Ukraine will likely go on for some time, says Blinken.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the UK's Foreign Secretary James Cleverly are taking part in a news conference about the situation in Ukraine.
Mr. Cleverly has traveled to Washington, D.C. for talks on the situation, in a bid to encourage the U.S. and Canada to step up support.
Mr. Blinken said Russian President Vladimir Putin is using energy to try and punish countries supporting Ukraine.
He added that there is, from the U.S., the UK and beyond, a commitment to make sure that the Ukrainians do have what they need.
We're now in winter, there continues to be ferocious fighting, particularly along the Eastern Front, Mr. Blinken said.
I anticipate that this will unfortunately go on for some time. But we're determined together to make sure the Ukrainians have what they need to regain what they have lost and to deal with the Russian aggression.
That hasn't changed. Mr. Cleverly said it is important to provide the right equipment at the right time to Ukraine so they can engage in the necessary type of fighting. Mr. Blinken then said there is an ongoing process in regards to Finland and Sweden joining NATO.
He added talks with Turkey have been very productive in addressing concerns raised about security.
We anticipate that this process will move forward in the months ahead, he said, adding there is a strong consensus among NATO members for the accession of the two countries. Mr. Cleverly said he has absolutely no doubt Finland and Sweden will be strong allies. Western allies must step up military aid for Ukraine, says EU chief. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has told Western allies to step up the level of military support for Ukraine as the war with Russia drags on. Ms. von der Leyen told CNN that Ukraine needs all the military equipment that it can handle, and this also includes the advanced systems. It comes as both the US and the Netherlands agreed to send Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine, after months of Kyiv asking. Ms. von der Leyen added, I hope very much that, at Ramstein, that there will be a big move forward, she added, referring to talks which will be held in Germany on Friday. She also confirmed that a 10th round of sanctions against Russia is being worked on at the moment. And, insult to mankind, Ukrainian First Lady criticizes leaders at Davos. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska has called for an increased international effort to combat Russian aggression, saying it was an insult to mankind to have mass starvation. As the first anniversary of the Ukraine war looms, Mrs. Zelenska told the World Economic Forum in Davos that Ukrainian parents were in tears watching doctors trying to save their children and farmers were afraid to go back to their fields filled with explosive mines. With the war responsible for inflation and expanding food insecurity in developing nations, Mrs. Zelenska called it an insult to mankind and human nature to have mass starvation.